generations of people, older people, who were born and bred and marinated in it.
What is the woke mind virus? And if we don't deal with this, nothing else can get done.
In that prejudice and racism, and they just have to die.
Elon, the outspoken billionaire and tech entrepreneur, has never been one to shy away from controversy. Recently, Musk took aim at Oprah Winfrey, accusing her of pushing a sickening woke agenda. Musk's comments have stirred the pot in Hollywood, with many wondering why the Tesla CEO is targeting the legendary media mogul. Is there more to Musk's accusations, and what does he believe Oprah is up to? It seems like no one is safe from Elon Musk's sharp criticism, and now Oprah Winfrey has become his latest target. In a series of public comments and online discussions, Musk has aimed at Oprah's political and social stances, accusing her of pushing a harmful agenda that he believes contributes to division and chaos in the US.
What is the woke mind virus? And if we don't deal with this, nothing else can get done.
I think we need to be very cautious about anything that is anti-meritocratic. And anything that is that results in the suppression of free speech.
Musk's comments highlight the growing divide in America, particularly surrounding what's often referred to as woke culture. But why is Musk zeroing in on Oprah? Let's break it down.
I think Twitter is one of them. I mean, you have talked about this woke mind virus.
Yes.
In really apocalyptic terms.
Yeah.
You should explain why you don't think it's hyperbole to say things like it's pushing civilization towards suicide. First of all, what is the woke mind virus? And if we don't deal with this, nothing else can get done. Tell me why you think that.
Yeah, so I think we need to be very cautious about anything that is anti-meritocratic and anything that is that results in the suppression of free speech. So, those are two of the aspects of the woke mind virus that I think are very dangerous. Is that it's often anti-meritocratic. You can't question things. Even the questioning is bad. So, another way to almost synonymous would be cancel culture. And obviously, people have tried to cancel you many times.
Many times.
Yeah, I mean,
every week.
Yeah.
From left and right. I've had it from both sides.
Yeah.
And it's interesting. People, you and I are both like in that little group of people, maybe it's a bigger group now, who are called conservative, who haven't really changed. I don't think of you as a conservative.
I'm definitely, like, I at least think of myself as a moderate, so, I mean, at least, I've spent a massive amount of my life energy building sustainable energy, electric vehicles and batteries and solar and stuff to help save the environment. That's not a, it's not exactly far right.
No, you drew that diagram. You drew that diagram once where you're here. I related to that, and like the world has changed.
Right.
I feel the same way. I feel like very often wokeness.
Elon Musk has long been vocal about his disdain for what he calls wokeism. According to Musk, the woke movement, which focuses on issues like social justice, inclusivity, and cancel culture, has gone too far, stifling free speech and promoting a toxic environment where disagreement is no longer tolerated. He has frequently spoken out about the dangers of political correctness and has used his platform to criticize those he believes are pushing harmful ideologies. In Musk's view, Oprah represents the very heart of this movement. As a cultural icon with a massive influence, Oprah's views on race, gender, and inequality have been seen by Musk and others as contributing to the woke wave that is dominating Hollywood and beyond.
So I think a lot of people thought when you bought Twitter that this is kind of an outlier. Like, what doesn't fit with these other things you're doing? I never thought that. Because I think you're dealing with big civilizational issues and problems, and I was right on your page. I think Twitter is one of them. I mean, you have talked about this woke mind virus.
Yes.
In really apocalyptic terms.
Yeah.
You should explain why you don't think it's hyperbole to say things like it's pushing civilization towards suicide. First of all, what is the woke mind virus? And if we don't deal with this, nothing else can get done. Tell me why you think that.
Yeah, so I think we need to be very cautious about anything that is anti-meritocratic and anything that is that results in the suppression of free speech. So, those are two of the aspects of the woke mind virus that I think are very dangerous. Is that it's often anti-meritocratic. You can't question things. Even the questioning is bad. So, another way to almost synonymous would be cancel culture. And obviously, people have tried to cancel you many times.
Many times.
Yeah, I mean,
every week.
Yeah.
From left and right. I've had it from both sides.
Yeah.
And it's interesting. People, you and I are both like in that little group of people. Maybe it's a bigger group now.
Yeah.
Who are called conservative, who haven't really changed. I don't think of you as a conservative.
I'm definitely. Yeah, like I at least think of myself as a moderate. So, I mean, at least I've spent a massive amount of my life energy building sustainable energy, electric vehicles and batteries and solar and stuff to help save the environment. That's not a
No.
It's not exactly far right.
No, you drew that dot. So I think a lot of people thought when you bought Twitter that this is kind of an outlier. Like, what doesn't fit with these other things you're doing? I never thought that. Because I think you're dealing with big civilizational issues and problems, and I was right on your page. I think Twitter is one of them. I mean, you have talked about this woke mind virus.
Yes.
In really apocalyptic terms.
Yeah.
You should explain why you don't think it's hyperbole to say things like it's pushing civilization towards suicide.
Oprah Winfrey has been a trailblazer in media and entertainment for decades. Known for her charitable work, powerful interviews, and advocacy for marginalized communities, she has built a legacy of promoting equality and justice. However, in recent years, Oprah's public stances on race and social issues have drawn criticism from certain circles, including those who believe that she's part of an elite group of Hollywood figures pushing an extreme woke agenda. From her involvement in movements like Me Too to her vocal support of social justice causes, Oprah has positioned herself as a leading figure in the fight for change. However, according to Musk, this influence comes with a dark side.
Shouldn't we all just be more accepting of whatever body you choose to be in? That should be your choice. Yeah. One of the things I carry, so much shame because I was publicly shamed about it. And even when I first started hearing about the weight loss drugs, at the same time I was going through knee surgery, and I felt, I've got to do this on my own. I've got to do this on my own, because if I take the drug, that's the easy way out. Now I hear about Triple G, and I'm like, But there's a part of me that feels like I think a lot of people felt with or feel with bariatric surgery, that I've got to do it the hard way. I've got to keep climbing the mountains. I got to keep suffering. I got to do that because otherwise I somehow cheated myself. I felt like that.
Yeah. So now we're shaming people.
Accusations are harsh, but what exactly does he mean by Oprah's sickening woke agenda? According to Musk, Oprah and others like her are using their platforms to push a one-sided narrative that doesn't allow for open debate or differing opinions. He has suggested that figures like Oprah are part of a larger system that censors and silences anyone who does not align with their progressive ideals. This aligns with Musk's broader critique of woke culture, where he argues that people are being punished for dissenting opinions, especially on race, gender, and politics. He believes this type of agenda is dangerous because it fosters division rather than dialogue and prioritizes political correctness over the freedom to express differing views.
Let's talk about trans rights and the woke mind virus, because you've talked about that a lot. You're right about that a lot on the thing. You have been deeply outspoken about the issue of trans rights. You posted trans rights. You posted that pronouns in bio mean the woke mind virus ate your brain. Do you know what the term woke actually means?
It's come to mean a lot of things.
But what originally it was meant to mean. It's just being aware of inequities in society and being aware of facts and history.
I think being aware of inequities in society is fine, of course. But trying to blame everything trying to make everything a race issue is, I think, divisive and corrosive to society.
Even as it relates to trans issues, which is what I'm...
Yeah, race or, gender or whatever.
You think that society blames everything on racism now?
It blames a lot of things on it, and Yeah.
You think that's unfair?
Yeah.
Why?
I think we should not make this a constant subject. I think we need to move on.
While Musk's comments have generated much attention, Oprah has largely stayed above the fray. She remains a beloved figure for many, and her work in media continues to influence millions. However, there is no denying that she has faced her share of backlash, particularly from those who accuse her of promoting a specific political agenda. Oprah's support for Democratic candidates, advocacy for gender and racial equality, and involvement in Hollywood activism have made her a target for those who believe celebrities should stay out of politics. Musk, however, is taking this criticism a step further by implying that Oprah is part of a coordinated effort to silence dissent.
Now, this is one convoluted family mess. There was a sinister plot to murder a son-in-law, a hitman who was actually an undercover detective, and a 69-year-old grandmother on her way to prison. We pulled everybody together to get the real story about what went down with this so-called well-to-do family in Florida. It's just my nature. I come from a willingness to understand and to be understood.
Right.
And I come from wanting to connect. I mean, the secret of that show for 25 years is that people could see themselves in me. All over the world, they could see themselves in me. And even as I became more and more financially successful, which was a big surprise to me, I was like, oh my God, this is so exciting.
You mean you got more than that 30,000?
I got more than 30,000 by the time I was 30. But what I realized is through the whole process, because I'm grounded in my own self, that although I could have more shoes, my feet stayed on the ground, although I was wearing better shoes. These are kind of cute today too. So I could keep my feet on the ground even though I could get more shoes. And I could understand that it really was because I was grounded. Was doing and continue to this day to do the consciousness work. I work at staying awake. And being awakened is just another word for spirituality, but spirituality throws people off and they think you mean religion. When I was hiring people for my company for looking for presidents, when people would come in, I'd say, tell me, what is your spiritual practice? And literally would throw, people would go, I'm not religious. Or I said, I didn't ask you about your religion. I asked you what's your spiritual practice. What do you do to take care of yourself? What do you do to keep yourself centered? What do you do to the, and one woman started crying, that's not the person.
So that's a sign.
That's a sign. So to answer your question, everything is fueled that comes from me really wanting to be a better person on earth. And this is what I know to be true. The reason why the show worked is because I understood that audience, my viewers, the people who watched us every day and would come and just like you all did, get tickets, and they would come with their family. You all just came across campus, but that's good too. But people would come from all over the world just to be there.
Musk's accusations against Oprah are part of a larger trend in which cultural and political icons are challenged by figures who believe Hollywood has become too political. With rising tensions in the US surrounding free speech, cancel culture, and political division, Musk's comments are tapping into a broader feeling that certain voices in media no longer represent the interests of the wider public. But is Musk exposing a hidden agenda, or is this just another chapter in the ongoing culture war between progressive and conservative ideals? While Oprah's influence remains undeniable, Musk's criticism speaks to a growing dissatisfaction with how powerful figures in Hollywood shape public discourse.
You know what's exciting to me, Ellen? Before George and Amal made their announcement, I literally was sitting in my home thinking about all those years I was a reporter in Baltimore. And when I first started being a young reporter, there was an organization started called Mothers Against Drunk Driving, because we reached a tipping point of too many kids being killed by drunk drivers. And I literally was sitting, they need a name. Should it be Mothers Against Senseless Killings? That'll be MASK. I don't know if that is already existent, but I was thinking those kids need to organize, because this is the moment, because this is exactly what happened in the civil rights movement for people like John Lewis and Diana Nash. They were 18, 19, 20 years old, young people who said, we have had enough. Enough. And these kids are right there.
Yeah.
That's why I'm so excited that they're going to get a platform of your show. You need to tell them they got to get organized, though. The reason why the civil rights movement worked is there was a strategy, there was a plan. It wasn't just, like out there hocus pocus, protesting all the time. There was a strategy, there was a plan.
As this story unfolds, one thing is clear. Elon Musk is not backing down from his criticism of Oprah and her role in pushing what he sees as a dangerous agenda. Whether or not Oprah responds, the discussion around woke culture, free speech, and Hollywood's role in shaping social narratives is only growing. Musk's critique, along with others like him, signals a larger pushback against the influence of celebrities in the political and social arenas. As more voices weigh in on this debate, we're left to wonder who will control the narrative and where will the culture war go from here? Stay tuned as we keep a close eye on this developing story.